you had to pick one, we'll exclude the quarterbacks. If you had to pick one position that maybe excites you the most to kind of watch as fall camp gets underway, what position would that be?
To me, it's on the offense side of the ball, and that's running backs, man. I mean, we already know what Jase McClellan can do. He is an absolute treasure, and he's very, very quick and very shifty. But then you have Justice Haynes coming in, and we've talked about it before. It's Jace is overall the number one guy because I mean he's earned it being there, and he is a veteran leader of that group. But it's going to be hard to keep Justice Haynes off the field. And then another true freshman coming in, Richard Young, man. I mean, my gosh. I mean, and then you got Jam Miller there as well. So, I mean, this running back room, until we get the quarterback situation figured out, and we talked about the offensive line, in our premiere show that we did yesterday, premiere this morning. But if the offensive line lives up to their expectation and be that nasty physical offensive line that we talked about, this running attack is going to do wonders, helping that new quarterback step in and get adjusted to the game speed. So the running backs I'm excited about because there's a lot of talent there, and it's very, very deep.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, that position group could really be the difference, and how well this team performs here in 2023. It's deep, it's talented, both with some veteran players and who are experienced, and then some young guys who appear to be among the next elite prospects on the team. So excited to kind of see what that running back room can do. And I think, like you said, Jake, with the mix of talent in that room and the stable of backs they have, I don't know how the heck they're going to feature all those guys, or exactly how Tommy Reese and Robert Gillespie, the running back coach, are going to kind of work those guys into the rotation. That's something to look forward to. And I guess we can kind of keep it there at the running backs right now, Jake. And you mentioned Jase McClellan, you mentioned Justice Haynes, and obviously Jam Miller, Richard Young, Roydell Williams. There's so many guys there. I think Jase is a player who probably isn't appreciated enough. Even not only from a national level, but I think even within the Alabama fan base. I think there's people who are just so excited about the new guy in Justice Haynes, and that they've kind of forgotten about Jase McClellan. But this is a guy who has multiple 80-yard touchdown runs in his career. He's a great receiver out of the backfield. He proved to be, instrumental to the success of the offense in the latter half of the season last year when Jahmyr Gibbs was battling some injuries. So Jase McClellan is a guy who is more than capable of carrying load for your team. But the fact that you have young pups behind him like Justice Haynes and Jam Miller just makes it that much better for that running back room.
Man, yeah, this is one of the most talented and deepest running back room that we've had in a while at Alabama. And I know early on we've had 2 or 3 deep, but I mean you can go 4 or 5 deep with this group. So like you said, it's going to be interesting to see how Tommy Reese and Robert Gillespie gets these guys on the field and how they feature them. But that is, I would say, a good problem to have. So I'm excited to see how it all shapes up. And I do feel like Jase will probably be the featured back starting out, but Justice Haynes is going to get his as well. So,
yeah, the Bama Center says no one needs to sleep on Jase. He's finally healthy again. Jase will be one of the leaders in the SEC in rushing. Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that. I think, he's finally – I don't know that we've seen an experienced Jase McClellan that is 100% healthy yet. Obviously, he showed flashes as a freshman and as a sophomore up until his knee injury there against Florida in 2021 that he suffered that knee injury. So, he wasn't – I doubt he was a 100% last year, entering the 2022 season. So now that he's probably 100% healthy right now, he's got a ton of experience in the SEC. We have not seen the best of Jase McClellan yet, and I think we're going to see that this year. And you get to spell him with guys like Justice Haynes, Roydell Williams, and Jam Miller, and maybe even a Richard Young. I feel sorry for these defenses trying to slow down this rushing attack for 4 quarters.
Yeah, I do really feel like this is going to go back in time to the Alabama of old and just run it down people's throats until you stop them. And, as long as you keep the guys rotated out, they're going to be fresh heading into the fourth quarter. So I just don't know how they're going to slow down throughout the whole game because, it's deep, like we said, and you can switch them out at every other possession, it seems